Okay, labor and delivery. Uh, let me start with my water bill. Okay, I was with my mom and my dad, and we were about to go to the store and go shopping. So we went to Walmart or whatever, and it was like 8 o'clock or whatever. And me and my mom was walking in the store, and my dad was going to go park the car, but then he came in the store or whatever. And then my mom was joking about something about my water breaking or whatever, and somebody was like, "Go drive on some bumps or some shit, and it'll make your water break." My dad did go on a little bit of humps or whatever before we went to Walmart. And right when we walked in the store and we got like to the meat section or whatever, I thought I peed on myself and I stopped, but it didn't stop coming out. So I was like, I screamed, "Mom!" And she turned around and she was like, she had her cart or whatever and had a little bit of food in it. And she turned around, she looked at me, she looked at the cart, she looked back at me like, should I get my food or should I take you to the hospital? And I'm just like, Mom, come on, I need to go to the hospital like now or whatever. And then this lady, I don't know who she was, she's like, because I was clenching my legs and like I'm embarrassed because I had some gray pants on and the water went down, like just had my whole butt soaking wet, looked like I pissed on myself and my front. And what happened? The lady was just like, nobody cares. Go. And I still like had my knees clenched and had my legs like going outwards, inwards, outwards. I was embarrassed. Or whatever. And my dad was like, get your wet ass in his car. And so I got in the car. They drove me to like my grandma's house because I was staying at her house for uh, a couple of days before my water broke because I live by myself. So they said that I will probably need help for the first 2 weeks or a week or whatever. And I did because I was trying to. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna go back to the story. But yeah, we made it to the hospital like 8:40 because in Alaska or whatever, it takes a really long time to get places. 15 minutes long, and I was out in Diamond, and the hospital was all the way out by Muldoon, where I stay now. Um, what happened? Okay, we got to the hospital. Then when I got there, the lady had an attitude with me, and I'm sitting there like my water broke. Okay, bitch, like I don't need no attitude from you. Um, she weighed me, and I weighed um one. I think the scale was lying, but it said 139, and I weighed 108 or whatever before I got pregnant. Um, okay, so when I got in a little downstairs area where they just hold you to see if your water had broke or not, and put and the lady had was like, let me see if you have any amniotic fluid. You know, it looked like a little fern or something. And then she took my underwear and it was a whole bunch of like white, clearish. I guess it was amniotic fluid or whatever. It was like white chunks in there. She told me to pee and all you could see. Okay, I'm not even gonna go there. I know you guys don't want to hear that. But yeah. Uh, after she was like, yeah, there's plenty of it on there or whatever, and she was like, okay. So I got in a robe. She hooked me up to like the little contraction machine or whatever. And then I was like, oh, I feel like it still feels like little cramps because that's all I was feeling. I never had no really tight cramps when I was like, my water was breaking or whatever. So she checked me and I was only 1 centimeter dilated. And I was since Thursday. And my water broke on Saturday. So I thought it would at least be bigger than still 1 centimeter. And then my boyfriend got there or whatever, and we're all just sitting in the room doing nothing or whatever. And they took me upstairs. I'm checked in or whatever. Okay, my cramps from downstairs all the way upstairs. They put me on Pitocin. 5 minutes later, I felt the worst pain anybody could ever feel in their life. My stomach was so tight. It was rock hard. Um, and every time I did it, okay, I tried to go to the bathroom. I had 6 contractions going to the bathroom in the same room. I got up, had a contraction. Unplugged the machine, had a contraction. Took 3 steps, had a contraction. Went to the bathroom. While I was peeing, I had a contraction. Got up in the middle of the, got up and then I walked and made it halfway to the bed, had another one, plugged in the machine, and I had another one before I got in the bed. My boyfriend's behind me trying to grab me, talking about something. It'll be okay. And I was sitting there like, get off me. like, get the fuck off me. This shit is painful. I don't think you would know how much pain I'm going through. And then I laid down, and the lady asked me what I want the pill. I was like, yeah. So she gave me a pill. I did not know that I was knocked out. I had fell asleep 2 minutes later, and I guess I was like, when I was half like messed up, he said my eyes rolling back and I looked like I was doped up or some shit, and I was just like, okay, I don't remember any of that. My mom said I was on the phone with her and she had called me and asked me how much was I dilating, and I was like 5 or something, and then she was like, what is JJ doing, my boyfriend JJ? I was like, I don't know, he's asleep or something. And he was the one holding the phone up to my ear. And then I had fell asleep and my mom was like, hello, hello. And then she hung up on me and then called the hospital and asked them how far was I dilated. And they were like, I can't give you that information. So my mom had cussed out the lady and then hung up on her and then came driving to the hospital at like 10 or whatever. But okay, beforehand, I got an epidural. I started crying. The lady told me to put my head in her chest. And I'm thinking, ain't I supposed to do this with my boyfriend or whatever? And he's sitting there watching. My legs are shaking because I'm in so much pain. My chin is shaking. And when I got the epidural did not hurt. All it felt like it was that she was tapping like a little muscle in your back or whatever. And okay, after I got the epidural, I had passed out again. I didn't know. I woke up. I had a catheter in me. My boyfriend was laughing at me because he said I had peed and I didn't know it, and all he heard it was going. He heard it going into the catheter. And when I woke up, I was like, I need to poop. I need to poop. And the lady was like, no, you need to push. It was 11:30, 12. I don't know. I kept saying I need to poop or whatever, but it was her head. It was just a lot of pressure, so it felt like I needed to boo-boo. But I did need to boo-boo. So when I was pushing or whatever, of course a little bit came out, and I wasn't embarrassed by it. I was like, shit, I'm pushing a baby out. He put his head in my chest and was going every time they were like push, push, push. He would go. I would hear him grunting in my ear. I'm like, you're not having a baby. I am. But I didn't feel anything. All I felt was pressure, and then her head plopped out, and that's when I felt a little bit of something, and her shoulders was the worst part. And she came at 12:38 p.m. on the 21st, so she's a summer solstice baby. And yeah, but yeah, I was so messed up off the epidural. I was so out of it, they didn't let me hold her afterwards. Yeah, she was 6 pounds, 7 ounces. Head was 34 centimeters. I ripped at the like bottom part, and they just put like 2 stitches. And yeah, after that, I went to recovery. But yeah, that's all. I'm about to make her a bottle because she's grumpy. All right.